Are y'all done? Okay. Wow. You're not funny. This is my life. Okay, y'all. So this is technically like take 3. I recorded it last night and we made this, but I went to watch the playback and there was no fucking sound. So, yay, here we are. It's cool. I will gift this next one to someone. Everybody always needs some medicine. So we are making what I have grown up knowing as cold juice. So you can imagine when I would go over friends' houses and they would offer me a glass of cold juice and I was like, no! But now I love it and I force my kids to drink it too. So you're gonna need all of these things you can find readily available in any grocery store, in the produce section. Don't start, oh, can I use this? Can I use this? I'm not saying you can't use dried herbs, but if you can find fresh, please use fresh herbs. You're gonna need a glass jar, of course, some organic apple cider vinegar. What is it, Bragg's? I don't know how to pronounce it. Or any apple cider vinegar, honestly. A clove of garlic, 2 lemons, 1 lime. We're gonna use thyme, basil, rosemary, ginger, and turmeric. Ginger and turmeric, again, you can find that in the produce section. Now we'll kind of go over some of the high-level benefits. I'm not going to bore you to death with all of these, but this is great for cold and flu season. It's great for when you are already feeling yucky. Drink it a couple times a day. It will knock that shit right out. So let's just start by, take the little, call it the butt part, and almost cut my face. Don't do that. Practice knife safety, guys. Off of my lemon, I'm going to open my jar. Make sure your jar is clean. So what I'm gonna do, I started with this great big old piece of ginger that was together like so or something like that, but I've peeled it. And go ahead and peel the whole thing, because like I said, I'm gonna show y'all a couple different recipes and you will use ginger in the other recipe. So with the ginger, I'm not gonna cut it into little bitty thin chunks. You can cut it however you want. I'm just gonna roughly chop it up and put that in the bottom of the jar. So I'm going to use about half of that clove, the root. And you can actually grow ginger yourself. Like, it's so super simple to grow. You can't really fuck it up. If you get a piece of ginger and like, oh shit, I didn't use it, you'll notice, like, especially on these little parts here, it'll start to have like a white bulb. Throw it in the ground and you got yourself some ginger. And then I'm going to use 3, oh, I think the other piece fell on the floor. I'm going to use 3 turmeric roots. Be careful. You can see I stained my hand last night when I was making them. And I'm just gonna cut this up in like bite size. We're not gonna eat it, but bite-sized pieces. So put the turmeric in there. Now ginger, I don't have to hit you with the old razzle dazzle. Excuse me, y'all already see Savannah and Jay. They just loud for no reason. I don't have to go into detail. Now we're gonna put our garlic in here. Matter of fact, let's pause for a moment and let's just talk about these. Ginger, I use it mostly for inflammation. A lot of issues that we have immune system wise, and when we start getting colds, viruses, and all that. And I know you've heard a million times, a lot of people telling you that your immune system starts in your gut. It does. A lot of it is with your gut health. So you got to make sure that your gut is good. And also a lot of issues that you have in the body, period, are due to inflammation. Ginger is great for inflammation. Now Lola's running. We love this. We can't ever, I'm sorry, it's never quiet in my house. Sorry, y'all. Turmeric is great. Now listen, turmeric will slow blood clotting. So if you are on blood thinners or pregnant, skip the ginger, okay? But it's great for, it fights free radicals in the body. It also helps with inflammation. So I guess that's like my main concern. If you're pregnant or taking anything for blood thinners, please, like taking blood thinners, please don't use ginger. Garlic, Ooh, honey. Okay, now with you're going to use a whole bulb of garlic. And please, like I said, don't ask, oh, can I use this? And don't start questioning stuff in your head. Can I use? No, you cannot use like the minced garlic that comes in the jar. No, absolutely not. I wouldn't even use the fresh garlic bulbs that come in the little pack. You don't know how long that's been there. You don't know if anything. Savannah. So rude. What's in there? But garlic is a potent antibiotic, antifungal, antibacterial, and garlic will lower blood sugar. So if you are taking medications that also combat that, be careful when you're using garlic. And I'm not going to chop these up. I'm just kind of like chopping them in half. And again, we are using a whole bulb of garlic. All right, and now I'm just going to cut my lemons. I'm just going to cut in half. You can cut them as big or small as you want. For this recipe, you are going to use 2 lemons and 1 lime. Do I need to? I don't think we have to. Vitamin C, all the nutrients, vitamin K, vitamin A, all this good stuff. Now, okay, now let's get into our fresh herbs. There are a lot of herbs that I grow. I want to say like 90% of the herbs that I use, I try to grow what I can myself. I'm just pulling off a couple of these spots that are brown because we're making medicine. So if the plant is not well at its best, how can it help you in the body? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So I like to cut off any pieces that just don't look pristine. So we are, and I'm just going to give this just a rough chop. Now, rosemary, it's great for indigestion. It's great for digestion. Well, it does help with indigestion, but it's great for digestion. Again, all that gut health things helping in the gut. It also is antifungal, and it's got a bunch of antioxidants, antibacterial, and it just, rosemary is like one of my faves, if not my fave. I would also, like in this recipe, the one that I did last night, you can see that there's some sage in there. This is the one probably that I will gift because I am nursing. I do normally put sage in this recipe as well, but if you are nursing, sage will drastically reduce your milk supply. So if you are nursing, please be careful with your sage intake. I try to avoid it altogether when I'm nursing. Now, the next thing we're going to do is chop up some of our thyme. Thyme purifies. Like ancient Romans used to use thyme to, clean their houses and their rooms, like energetically. So like purification of the home. They used to put them in like dream pillows to chase away like evil spirits that will come in the form of like nightmares and things of that nature. But thyme is great for white blood cell formation. So when you're feeling sick, you want all your white blood cells to get up in there and do their job to help your body fight off the infection. Oh, I missed some rosemary, so we're gonna chop her up a little bit. And it's not even really chopping up more than just scoring them all. Okay. And the thyme, when it comes on the leaf, like I just put the whole, like I said, I'll roughly give it a chop if there's some like super long pieces, but normally I'll just put the whole thing in there. Now basil, we are going to use fresh basil. Basil is great at like reducing phlegm and mucus in the body. Also great for digestion. It also like just picks up the spirit, you know what I mean? So it has like, of course, physical, all of these of course have, metaphysical and medicinal properties, and all of which we want right now in this recipe. But yeah, like I said, it helps reduce phlegm and mucus in the body, aids in digestion. So we've got all kinds of good stuff working in here. And it should look a little something like this. And now, hold on, I gotta move over here because the vinegar's over here. You can also add honey to this to make it a little more, I don't want to say tasty because it's pretty much like a vinegar tincture, you know what I mean? Like, it's going to taste a little pungent. If you don't like vinegar, I'm sorry, suck it up. All medicine don't taste good, you know what I'm saying? You can't, I don't want to say you can't use this right away. You can use this like this I made last night. I'm actually going to take me a shot or two, not of this one, but when this rests up tomorrow, I'm going to take a shot or two. So within like 24 hours, you can start having a little, but ideally you would let this sit for 2 to 3 weeks in the refrigerator. It will last forever. Now I will say, don't be alarmed if the garlic starts to turn blue. If your garlic starts to turn blue, that's just a chemical, alchemic reaction that it's having with the vinegar. Don't throw it out like, this don't look right. It's gonna start to look a little weird. But this will last in the refrigerator forever. But it shouldn't last you that long. To keep your immune system strong, take a couple of teaspoons, take a teaspoon or two every day, or you can get a little shot glass, you can dilute it in water and take it like that, like I said, as a shot. And if you are feeling, again, if you're already feeling yucky, take a little bit 3 times a day. So that is that. I hope this was helpful. Let's move on to the next recipe.